Good evening, Crime Crunchies. Thank you so much for joining me here tonight. I am your host, Courtney C., a 27-year veteran of the media. I am so happy to now be able to bring you Crime Crunchies. Well, hello, everybody. You're all looking very beautiful. I can tell from here. Hope you're all having a great day. I am diving into some of the ways my gut's telling me that the family just wants to shut us all up, which is odd. It's very odd considering sometimes they're asking for help. I feel like their requests for help are selective. Maybe that's just me. I don't think it is. I think it's probably a lot of you guys because you are the true crimers. And I think we all feel similarly about this. So, good evening, good evening. All right, I'm already seeing beautiful people in the chat. So, what I want to start with tonight is, kind of what got my brain whirring. And this is from the other day, and we've played it on 2 episodes now, but I think it's worth playing just one more time because we might have some new folks in here. So let me share my screen. And while I'm doing that, good evening to our beautiful mod. I would like to first say hello to our mod, Lisa, Crime After Dark HQ. I appreciate her so much. She is our bouncer, our bruiser. If you guys would please give her channel a quick look and give her a sub. Where is my thingy here? There we go. And also in my description is a link to buy her a coffee. Because you know what? It's nice. She's doing a good job. She's karate chopping and she's taking on all the big guys. So thank you so much, Lisa, for being our beautiful mod. And all right, so this is a video that Kathy Lee Gifford, she was co-host with Hoda. She surely was. And so she went on the Tommy Lahren show, Fearless. And it's a long interview, but I've got it pegged to the mark. And I thought it was very interesting what Kathy Lee said about someone from the family calling and asking her not to talk. So let's just tune in.
Haven't talked a lot about
give
this,
it a
but
whirl.
Being on Fox News for several weekends, we've covered the horrific disappearance of Nancy Guthrie.
Yeah.
And I know that you're close, and I know that there's not much that you can say, but because you are such a faith-forward, joyous, hopeful person, what can you share about that and watching this play out and how horrible it is?
Well, had just been asked by Fox and Friends to come on. The Today Show wanted me to come on, and a member of her family basically called me and other people that were at least colleagues with her or friends, and said, "Please avoid any media talk right now. We're just overwhelmed." And I said, so I called everybody back and said, I can't. I've been specifically asked from the family not to. So, if you see, and it's hard to get away from the news, if you see it, just lift up a prayer. Lift up a prayer for the family, and who knows where their mom is. I just can't imagine the agony that they're going through. I don't know. I know I pray every day for sure, and I text Savannah all the time. I don't want her to take time out of her grief, mourning, whatever, anxiety. She needs everything to be with her family now, and believe me, she's a woman of faith. She's praying like she's never prayed before. So just do something good for her then. If you pray for them. It's also a simple word, pray. You don't have to get on your knees. Just lifting up names, God hears it. I don't know. I know what I think personally about it, and I'm just praying I'm wrong.
Is it something, there's been a lot of discussion about coming back.
She says, I know what I believe personally, but I'm hoping that I'm wrong. And she was asked by somebody in the family and coworkers on the show to please not talk about the family. And I understand they're overwhelmed. I get that. And, we all need to give her a ton of grace. I totally get that. I'm with her. Yes, yes, yes. But at the same time, while respecting that, and again, I want to be careful about this because I empathize, I'm there with her, but where I stop short is that when you're talking to victim families who have lost a loved one and we don't know where they are, this is not typically how they react. And albeit they probably are not celebrities. So again, grace going toward the situation that is not a usual situation. Get it. But, folks that have gone through this are usually saying, I am screaming from the rooftop. I had somebody comment in one of my last videos, and I read every single comment. And unfortunately, this person who commented had lost her child. And I don't know the details of that, but she said that she would have wanted to be out on every corner, banging the drum, everybody talking on YouTube, every TV station, every person handing out flyers or whatever it is. And that's what Chris McDonough had showed on his the interview room. He had a woman come on who had lost a child and has gone missing. I think it was even in Arizona. And she was talking about the inequality of someone like Savannah getting this much, press coverage, global coverage, and a regular person it's just forgotten, and the police don't call her and give her updates, and how she would have loved to have the streets lined with YouTubers and people paying attention to this, and really just out there in the front. And she even appreciated Chris McDonough having her on the show to talk about her case again. Okay. So it just seems like it just doesn't seem like a regular case where you would expect somebody to be out there, screaming from the hilltop. So I wanted to play this video by Kathy Lee. But I also wanted to, again, go back to her Instagram post and, really just look at her words again about, why wouldn't they? And I was starting to look up the video from, again, Chris and Karen McDonough, because Karen McDonough did some great work finding the church friend. And I wanted to pull that up as well. So let me stop sharing this. And really just get, what you guys are thinking about as far as, if you think that this is odd. And again, sorry, I have allergies tonight. Just how unfair it would feel to have a loved one missing. And on top of that, have to chase after the media to get attention on that. Just seems like a double gut punch. It just feels like a double gut punch. So I'm going to just read the portions of this again, and we're going to walk through the parts of this that I feel it's like opposite day. I'm going to say one thing, but then I'm going to say another thing. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about why I feel like maybe this is the case. Okay. So again, this is on the 6-month anniversary, and Savannah put this out on Instagram, and the second paragraph I'm going to skip to. So every day we wake up and we try to be strong and go on, because that's what our joyful and resilient mom taught us to do. But make no mistake, our hearts are in ruins. Cam and Christine, Annie and Tommy, Mike and me. And she specifically put in Annie and Tommy, okay? Because again, this is her Band-Aid showing solidarity between the siblings, all right? We spend every waking moment thinking of her, longing for her, looking for her, okay? We've got a little bit of an opposite day on this because again, I'm not perceiving anyone looking for the mom. And that certainly does not go along with the behind the scenes statement from her beautiful mouth, Kathy Lee Gifford, because I still think she's stunningly beautiful. When she says not only does a member of the family call her, but colleagues at the Today Show call her and say, please don't comment. And then she ends that little segment with, the mic drop of, I know what I personally believe, but I'm hoping it's not true. Okay. And I get that Savannah, and remember, Savannah is married to a person who founded a PR management company, a public relations management company who deals in crisis management. Her husband founded a company for crisis management. I did an episode on that with the Epsteins, and someone for Jeffrey Epstein actually recommended that Epstein reach out to the co-founder of Savannah's husband to talk about his little personal crisis management, which I don't think anything ever happened. We don't know. He didn't pay them according to records, but I mean, that's how prominent her husband is in the PR and crisis management and connections with political people. Okay. So we have to remember that while Savannah is most likely being advised by at least the FBI and what she can and can't or shouldn't put out, this is probably also reeking of a public relations crisis management touch. Hence the Band-Aid of Cam and Christine, Annie and Tommy, and Mike and me. We're seeing solidarity. There's no cracks here, nothing to see here. We're all good, okay? But then the rest of the letter also is really, I feel like it's just about image. All right. We are thinking of her. We are longing for her and we are looking for her like all the time. We're looking all the time for her. And again, my perception, while I know they love her, while I know that they're sick every day of their lives, completely nightmare. I would just give her hugs. There's just no way they're looking for her. So this is, again, more of the confusion, the opposite speak, the inconsistency that we are seeing and we're hearing. It doesn't fit the pattern. It doesn't fit the pattern. And I mean, obviously they've had this tragedy happen to them. We know that, okay? But the response, it just, something stinks in Denmark. Something stinks. I just don't get it. Okay. Either she's being advised incorrectly or I'm not sure. Okay. she continues, there is a hole inside us that can never be filled. There is an ache that cannot be softened. And there is a determination in us that cannot be quenched to find out what happened to her so that we can give her the dignity of a proper goodbye, a celebration of her remarkable life that she so deserves. And I'm with her on all of that. But I'm not, the determination in us. If you're determined, where's the pounding the pavement? If I'm determined, if there's no quit in me, you couldn't shut me up. If I, me, crime crunchy maven, mistress of the crime crunchies, when I get determined and I'm passionate about something and I need to fix it, I'm not stopping. And yeah, I know they want to find out what's happening to her, but she has the perfect, there isn't anybody in a better position to use their platform, their celebrity, to really go out there and bang the drums. And I don't know if, again, this is just a missed opportunity. And this is where it makes me feel like there's something about her being out there, something about her maybe being vulnerable about her private life. It makes me feel like there's something she doesn't want people to see, like the facade, the perfect dress, the perfect shoes, the perfect hair, the perfect makeup, the perfect smile, going out in the morning, and they go out onto the front sidewalk and they've got all the people behind the barriers with the signs. And then they go out there and they talk to people, and she's rubbing elbows with just regular, just regular peons that use public bathrooms and go to Walmart for their groceries. I just wonder if there isn't something about that presentation that if we really saw what was underneath, that maybe it's not so perfect and beautiful. And that, every family, we put the fun in dysfunctional, right? Y'all heard that. Let's put the fun in dysfunctional. Let's just have, let's have that one family fight at Thanksgiving dinner that just makes us normal, right? So here we go again. We are begging for help. We are desperate. We need someone to come forward. Someone knows something. Someone suspects something. Someone recognizes the writing in the ransom notes. We're begging for help, you guys. She's begging for help. But not that kind of help. We just want some other help. Okay? Yeah, you guys, you regular people, we don't know that we want your help. But I'm desperate, okay? I'm desperate. But I don't know that I want your help. And Kathy Lee, I don't want your help in talking about this. I don't need your help. We need you to be quiet. And when people go to Tucson and they drive around, there's not going to be a sign in sight, a poster, nothing. But we're begging for help. Someone knows something, right? But at Annie's place of where she works, the community outreach place where she does her jewelry, no posters. No poster, no signs, no yellow ribbons. Memorial in front of Nancy's house is gone. But you guys, we're desperate. We're out there looking every day. We're looking. Someone suspects something. Someone recognizes the writing in the ransom demand notes that were only released because Brianna on Crime Junkies scooped them. She was the first brave person. I'm thinking, you go, girl. Should have been done months ago. Months ago. Thank God the notes are out. There's nothing in those notes that could have compromised anything. You know what those notes would compromise is the fact that there's two different people writing them, and one has a male energy and one has a female energy. I guess maybe we don't want that out, right? Maybe we didn't want that out. But she's right about something in those ransom notes. Someone recognizes the writing in the ransom demand notes. And it's funny how the closer you are, the harder it is to see, because I'm pretty sure 99% of y'all, when you saw that second ransom note there with the buried in nature, y'all went, that sounds like one of them there creepy dark poetries, you know? So creepy, kind of weird. I guess we did recognize something, maybe, allegedly, pretensies. Someone has noticed something different, strange, or troubling, or just unusual, perhaps with someone they deeply love. Let me ask you guys something, because this is what the profilers, let's see if we can notice anything different. Do we notice anything about someone after the crime? Did somebody not go back to work? Did somebody act odd in public, like sunglasses or hoodie hoods? Or did somebody leave? Did somebody leave their town or their home? Has anyone seen anything just different? Okay? Because that's what we need to notice. We need to notice if something is different, strange, troubling, or just unusual. School starting, right? Did someone not go back to work? Because that's unusual. Perhaps with someone they deeply love. Perhaps they are afraid to come forward. Perhaps they are afraid to see. Perhaps they are conflicted. Perhaps they're angry or upset for being in this situation. I think that there's some anger coming up in this letter. There is a way out to tell what you know. You can do so anonymously. The reward is available, but here's the funny thing about that reward. If anybody were to reveal a few things, think of the shock, horror, pain of those loved ones that have acted unusual and have not gone back to work and have left the country. The reward is available, but you know what? There's no way to get that reward now. And even if somebody turned them in, no one's getting that reward. There's a way to end the situation. But here's the kicker. Here's the kicker. We are real people facing real grief, doing the best we can and counting our many blessings along the way, most especially the prayers and love from good people. And I agree, they are real people. They absolutely are. They put their pants on, same way we do. All right? most especially the prayers and love from good people, which we feel deeply. We need your prayers. We need your kindness. We need you to shut up. That's what we really need. We need you guys to shut up. Just zip it. Then you're good people. Okay? Be one of the good people and just shut up. Would you just shut your pie hole? We need the good to be stronger than the evil. Evil? Evil. Evil. Interesting. We're talking about evil. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. She continues. If you are following this story for entertainment or for profit, you're not on her side. You are part of the harm perpetuated against her. Well, we've talked about this before, and it's no surprise that apparently you guys are here. Hopefully, I am entertaining you. Let me know. Give me a like. Hit that like button if I am entertaining you. And but I don't think that you're perpetuating harm against her. You know what I think is perpetuating harm against Savannah is the fact that people like me, like you, do you know what we're talking about? We're talking about loved ones where something's just different. We're talking about loved ones that are acting strange. We're talking about loved ones that's just a little troubling or unusual. That's what we're talking about. And it feels like she's saying that we're part of the harm perpetuated against her? Or are we part of the harm perpetuated against Savannah and her image? Because I feel like that's what this really is. The people who are good are really Kathy Lee, because Kathy Lee, she's praying. She's a Christian lady. She's a lady. And she knows how to shut her mouth until she went on Tommy Lahren show and talked about being told to shut her mouth by not just the family, but the coworkers. Everybody knows to just shut your pie hole. Get in line. Get in line. Shut your pie hole. Even though Kathy Lee ends it with, I know what I think. But I really feel like the prayers, the good people who know how to shut their trap, just shut it, zip it up, zip, zip, zippity doo dah, zip it, are good. And you guys are just evil. And the sneer and the just seething, writing these words, it's like not even a love sandwich where you've got the love and then you've got the and then you end up with the love. It's not. It's just love and then a right in the crotch, just right in the crotch. And I do feel like this is not about her mom getting hurt, because her mom is in the best place she could ever be, and that is in heaven, which I really think is just outer space. I think our bodies go up to the celestial heavens of the stars. No, she's tired of us talking about her little family that just might be like a regular family. Monks shared. He shared a big juicy piece of juice when he came on. Crunchies. I loved Monks. When Monks shared that one of his viewers wrote him and said, I have a friend who was a nanny for Cameron's children. And Nancy went to visit Cam, and she heard Nancy sharing with Cam that she was sad because there was a rift between Annie and Savannah. And you know what? That's normal. You guys saw, if you were on last night, if you haven't watched last night, watch last night, because my sister, Crunchy Sissy, Naples realtor pilot, she's a pilot, private pilots, and she's a realtor, and she flies around. She comes on, and she tries to push my buttons. And you know what I talked about? How when we were little, she's older, she would hold me down, she would beat me up. She threw me in the bathtub once. Okay? That's what sisters do. She beats me up. She held me down. She'd spit in my face and laugh. She called me after and she's like, what are you trying to do? You're trying to make me look bad? And I'm like, yeah, I was. I sure was. And she's tired tonight and she knows not to come back here tonight. She's going to get more. But that's what sisters do. Sisters have rifts, brothers and sisters. Crime After Dark. This is exactly right. Right here. This is it. My older sister told me I was adopted. Bingo. And you know what? That's genuine. That's authentic. You know what isn't authentic is this frickin' second paragraph here. Cam and Christine, Annie and Tommy, Mike and me, we spend every waking moment thinking of her, looking for her. Are we looking for her in Italy? I mean, we were told this could go international by one of those notes, right? So maybe I need to just be one of the good people and just shut it. Because maybe it is international and maybe mom is in Italy. Someone is taught, this is my favorite comment right here. I thought I was farting, and that is why you are a beautiful in bathtub baby, and sis and I in tub. You thought you were farting, and let me guess, you had a floater, a little doo-doo. This is why Brian's Ramblings 0602, you get the Crunchy Award of the night, because that is a beautiful thing, what you just shared. You were vulnerable. Now that is authentic. That is it's beautiful. I love it when you fart and make a floaty in the tub. All right, anyway. Thank you for sharing. That's what siblings do. Okay? Siblings aren't perfect. The picture of Savannah as a teenager holding the guitar in the kitchen, I would fart on my sister's pillow. Beautiful. That's what I'm talking about. That is real. I love this. This is what this is life. The picture of Savannah playing the guitar, all tall. She's very tall, very tall. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is Crunchy Sissy. Oh my God, you pooped in the bathtub when you were 7. I never did that. Now she's getting me back for saying she beat me up and spit on me. That is a lie, Crunchy Sissy. I would never. That's horrible. I see people are leaving. They don't like this conversation. So, okay, finishing the story. She's in the kitchen, all tall and beautiful, with the guitar, singing with the guitar. And there's poor old Annie at the sink doing the dishes, slaving away, while Savannah just gets to sit and entertain everyone because she is a star. I'm staying on topic. I don't want people to leave. Stay with me. I'm changing the subject. So is that the epitome? Is that what the relationship really is? Savannah sitting there with the guitar, entertaining everyone, the center of attention, with Annie next to her doing the dishes. That honestly kind of tells us everything we need to know. You know, and that kind of shares where we are right now, because Savannah is beautiful, center of attention, entertaining everyone. Oh, she's just the best. Look how talented she is. She's a star. A star. And Annie's scrubbing the dishes and looking over her shoulder like, oh, she looked like she was half smiling. Maybe she was ignored. And Savannah's off in New York City with the elite. Private yachts. I guess I'm just speculating. I mean, what would you do if you had $46 million? You'd have the best vacations ever. Right? Your vacations are amazing. South of France, Mediterranean. Annie's vacations, probably LA, Disneyland. If she can get someone to stay home and watch mom, she's taking care of mom. So these are just the things that I wanted to point out. And of course, the second thing I want to point out is the comment with the most likes on this post is by Katie Couric. And what does that identify? Darcy, I have been looking for you. You won the member appreciation. You won the $20 Amazon or Walmart gift card. I need you to please email me at crimecrunchies@gmail.com. You are the winner. Savannah doesn't like to be transparent. That is why I like Kelly Ripa. Yeah, and you know what? Kelly Ripa can make fun of her. You know, thank you for the laugh. What do you think the lab Josh thinks in the interview room where we are the same age? Well, I'm pretty sure the interview room is going along from the very beginning. They have not changed their theory. And that is that the family's involved, the inner circle. And yes, so anybody wondering what I'm talking about, I love my crunchies very, very much. I want you guys spending money, and thank you for the $10. I want you guys spending money on your families, buying groceries, putting gas in your gas tanks. But every once in a while, someone goes against the grain. And since you want to be members, because this is the Cool Kids Club, I do on the first of every month a member appreciation wheel of free stuff, like Glenn said on Thornbridge, last night, the Wheel of Free. And so on the first of every month, I spin the wheel live and I put in all the active members. I've given away like 20 free memberships at this point. And somebody who wins, and Darcy, you won either a $20 Amazon or a $20 Walmart. So please email me, Darcy. Let me know that you heard this and email me at crimecrunchies@gmail.com. I posted it, but you may not have noticed my post. It may not have, the algorithm may not have found you. And I have 3 membership levels now. The entry level is Zosha, Kitty, Friend, Zosha the crime fighting kitty. And then the second one is Cool Kids Club. And then the third membership level is Complaint Department Manager, because who doesn't want to be that? So Darcy, please email me and I'll give you your card. All right. So here we've got Katie Korick. Most likes, her comment: we continue to hold you all in our hearts, Savannah. The emptiness and sadness is impossible to fathom. I pray for some kind of resolution for you and everyone who loves your sweet mom. 2,093 likes. And the reason why I point out Katie Korick is because this is who Savannah hobnobs with. This is her circle. Okay, Katie Korick is in the circle. Yay, Darcy. Woohoo. And we can't think about being friends with Katie Korick and your husband being in with the political jet set, Al Gore. Oh, thank you so much. Are you really going to have your personal dirty laundry? You think you want anyone to see that you're not perfect, and that when you have dinner parties, you're not cooking. Oh no, we're getting it catered. Everything's catered. I've got a freaking doorman. I've got people walking around handing out canapes, hors d'oeuvres, handing out glasses of champagne. I've got a bar set up in the corner. I've got live musicians. Okay. That's what I'm doing with my Katie Korick friends and my Washington, D.C. elite. All right. And I think that the fact that people are talking about statistics that anyone being taken over the age of 80, 92% or more is going to be inner circle. Thank you for this comment, Wolf Moon. And you're absolutely right. We don't know the family dynamic. Mother might have favored SG in detrimental ways. And that's the point here, is I bet she did. Dad died when Savannah was 16. Savannah's the youngest. All right. It could be that she was daddy's little girl. Again, she was a sorority girl. Annie was a little bit shorter, brunette, not as pretty as Savannah. Annie's still, very pretty, but I don't think that she probably was considered not Savannah. So the resentment, the jealousy, how could you not feel that way? The baby of the family is always coddled. crimecrunchies@gmail.com. I'm putting it in the comments. Thank you so much, Darcy. I'm just so happy to see you. All right. So I have kicked this one to death, but it's important. This is exactly where we see what's going on. Now I'm going to switch over. I'm switching over to the announcement. Let's see. I think it's this one. Yes, Facebook. All right. This is a short, but this is a short, 2 minutes 57 seconds. Ashley Banfield, where she talks about Sheriff Chris Nanos has made an official statement concerning Nancy Guthrie's family. Let's listen to this together. Let's.
Sheriff putting out a statement today, very strident statement, clearing all of the Guthrie family, the kids and their spouses. Very important. Let me read the comment of the statement word for word. It is a statement from Sheriff Chris Nanos on the Nancy Guthrie investigation. Quote, to be clear, the Guthrie family, to include all siblings and spouses, has been cleared as possible suspects in this case. The family has been nothing but cooperative and gracious and are victims in this case. To suggest otherwise is not only wrong, it is cruel. The Guthrie family are victims, plain and simple. Please, I'm begging you, the media, to honor your profession and report with some sense of compassion and professionalism. Interestingly, NBC had two sources last night that said that authorities are leaning away from their original suspects in this case. Well, in order to lean away, you would have had to have leaned in. And I think it's interesting that the sheriff uses this language when, in fact, it was the sheriff's department and the FBI that towed Annie's car on day 2 or 3. I got the news on day 3, on Tuesday, after the Sunday disappearance, under a warrant and had it processed. And then also stopped the search on day 2 and returned the scene. Said the scene is done 30 hours after the disappearance. All of that seemed very odd. And then to see all of the activity over at Annie's house, taking her mail, searching inside, searching around the property, searching the neighbors, all of these things, it stands to reason, as most law enforcement experts will tell you, people who've been in law enforcement, that that is the first place you search. Is it the last? And should you lock in on it? That is the question. So my source told me that they had locked in, that he may be the prime suspect on day 3. What has changed? I said in my first podcast, they always reserve the right to change their minds, and often do. They did with John Benet Ramsey's dad, John. They did with Ed Smart, Elizabeth Smart's father. They can always change their mind, and should, if the investigation takes them that way. So this could be very, very good that they're actually doing the right work. But why lock in so early? Because again, my source is airtight about that information on that Tuesday. They had locked in on one person in the Guthrie family. Why did they do that? And also, not going to lie, law enforcement has taken it on the chin for the last 5 years. Many folks in law enforcement have said, I'm out. Fuck this. We've been treated like garbage. And many very, very skilled and talented and experienced professionals have left the force, which then is backfilled by newer people less experienced, fewer hours on the job, maybe not the instincts, maybe may have come into a situation early and made some assumptions. But again, from day one, I always said, this is where they're focused now, and they absolutely could change. And now it looks like they have, although there are several people saying that federal authorities are not parroting that same reporting. They are not clearing the same way that the sheriff is.
So, and that's exactly it. Their FBI never did clear them. I want to go back and have her reread the statement from the sheriff, and then I'll stop. So let's reread the statement from the sheriff. I'll stop it, and then I'm going to come back and talk about it.
And their spouses. Very important. Let me read the comment. Important. Let me read the comment of the statement word for word. It is a statement from Sheriff Chris Nanos on the Nancy Guthrie investigation. Quote, to be clear, the Guthrie family, to include all siblings and spouses, has been cleared as possible suspects in this case. The family has been nothing but cooperative and gracious and are victims in this case. To suggest otherwise is not only wrong, it is cruel. The Guthrie family are victims, plain and simple. Please, I'm begging you, the media, to honor your profession and report with some sense of compassion and professionalism. Interestingly.
So, all right, maybe it was on the page. Okay. That was weird. Yeah, there's no night without technical difficulties, and that's okay. All right. So, when we hear that message from Sheriff Nanos, you know what it sounds like? Was the wedding march. Yeah, someone's getting married. I think that statement kind of sounds like it could have been coming from the family. You know, because he takes orders from the family, even in the beginning. I was trying to find the press conference where he stops. He says, okay, wait a minute. I need to get my notes. I've got some comments from the family that I need to share. Okay, the dude is your prime suspect. The dude. Last one to see them. Check. 92% or more 84-year-old woman goes missing and or dead in her family. Check. Potential motive. Check. I don't know. And yeah, the talking points. It just really sounds to me like, I don't think here's the problem I have with that. I know that statement did not come from the sheriff, and I'll tell you why. 100% that statement did not come from the sheriff. Why? Because the sheriff, he only thinks about himself. He's a narcissist. He's an egomaniac. He is a powerful man who is power hungry. And he retaliates against people who question his authority. I can guarantee he did not write that statement. He could care less if the family is upset with what the media is saying. He just thinks about himself. He doesn't want the media talking about him. He doesn't want to do press conferences. You want to know why he won't do a live press conference? Because he learned that he can't control the media, and that the media, they write down everything you say, they record everything you say, and then when you use your word salad and you're inconsistent and you've got crap that doesn't make sense and you change stuff, and one day we've got nanos math with 50 years to solve this, and we've got hundreds of thousands of hours of video and thousands of cars at 3 a.m. Thousands of cars, guys, thousands. 50 years, nanos math says. And then the press, they're all shouting questions at him. He can't control what they're saying. He looks stupid because they're calling him out. He can't have that. He has to control the narrative. He even has what people are describing as his own YouTube channel, where he has an employee who knows where they get their paycheck signed and where they get their talking orders, asking him softball questions that he can answer. So I guarantee a month worth of Coke Zero. That's how much I guarantee. He did not write that message about leave the family alone. They've all been cleared. They're innocent victims. They are the media. Shame the media. He did not write that. You know what he's thinking about? Driving his Corvette with the top down, going to the gym, looking at himself in the mirror, and stretching out his little underpants, okay? The Superman underpants. Thank you for the jewels, bling bling wolf moon. Thank you so much. That's what he's thinking. The donuts. He's thinking about everything but any other person's feelings. He's thinking about who's screwing him over, who he heard backstabbing him. He is a narcissist with a slight personality disorder, alleged, because I'm just alleging. I'm not a psychologist, and I don't play one on TV. Thank you for the jewels, bling bling. So yeah, the statement in clearing them is all It's more of this double speak that we're seeing. The whole theme of everything is just shut up, people. My husband was in the military, 20 years Air Force, and he had a saying that they would tell each other, just shut up and color, okay? Just shut up and color. Don't think. Basically, coloring is you don't need to use your brain. Just shut up and just color. Shut up and color. That's what they want us to do. But we are looking and we need your help. But just shut up and color. And you people who are out at the park handing out flyers, we don't want your help. You are evil. You're out there just to make money. You're sitting out in front of Nancy's house because you're greedy. You're disgusting. And I am so glad that we got the 911 calls, because I actually had thought, and I wouldn't have put it past the family, of making the YouTubers leave. And I figured that it was the family calling and getting them out of there. But it wasn't. It was everybody who didn't live in. It's just a bunch of Karens and Kevins calling in on Alex, which is really rude. And I'm so glad that they took a stand. It was totally against their rights that those people called in, causing trouble. They're just causing trouble, okay? Completely ridiculous. Thanks, OG Joe. Here's OG Joe, everyone. Say hi. Hey, Warden June. It's good to see you. What up? Major Rama Hama Jama. Rama Jama. Rama Jama Jama. Doodly doo. Major Rama Jama. Doodly doo. Scooby Doo. That's how I say hello. That's normal. Nothing to see here. Yeah, he has a very complicated personality. He's weird. He's just into himself. And he is not. I'm convinced somebody sent him that statement. Let me try to find it so we can look at it. I think we need to look at it. Nano's statement about the family. I'm sure we have images. Here it is. Let's just look at it together, you guys, because it's nice hearing Ashley Banfield. And you know what? I thought Ashley Banfield, with friends like that, she's friend of Savannah. I'm thinking, what friend throws the family under the bus, you know? But and it's true. Even she said, and I can't disagree, they're in the media. It's their job to ask hard questions and identify things. It's their job. And Ashley Banfield said, Savannah knows this. Savannah knows if Ashley Banfield has a contact, a trusted source that she asked over and over again, and Jen, who is on here with Thornbridge X. I hope everybody caught her episode last night with Juanita Adame, which was very enlightening. Juanita is saying in the media, she would have checked her source like 3 or 4 times. Are you sure? Because I'm catching heat. Are you sure he's the prime suspect? Yes, he is. I'm telling you he is. Okay. And this statement, I really believe, is Savannah sending this off, or her PR husband sending this off. As a result, I almost want to see when this is February 16th. Bear with me, guys. When did Ashley Banfield report that Tommaso was the prime suspect? I mean, it was earlier than this, but I can tell you, we've heard reports. Banfield publicly doubled down on her sourcing during subsequent media appearances on February 12th. And you can only imagine how pissed Savannah was. February 12th. It might take a day or so before Savannah hears that her BFF, Ashley Banfield, is sourcing that Tommaso is the prime suspect. But of course, it's statistics. And now we've got February 16th. Shazam, a statement from Sheriff Chris Nanos on the Nancy Guthrie investigation. To be clear, okay, again, this is not Nanos. This is Savannah. To be clear, the Guthrie family, to include all siblings and spouses, has been cleared as possible suspects in the case. This is the beginning of Savannah freaking out. What would Katie Couric say? Oh my God, what's Al Gore going to think? What's Hillary Clinton going to think? What's this secretary of whoever going to think? Oh my God, I can't have this out there. How irresponsible. Has been cleared as possible suspects in the case. And they hadn't. They still haven't. The family has been nothing but cooperative and gracious, and our victims to suggest otherwise is not only wrong, it's cruel. Hey, Ashley. Talk. Ashley, you hear? To suggest otherwise, Ashley, is not only wrong, it's cruel, Ashley. The Guthrie family are victims, Ashley, plain and simple, Ashley. Please, I'm begging you. There's a lot of begging going on, okay? And again, Nanos is not begging. He's very concerned with his abs. I'm begging you, the media, to honor your profession. Oh my God, Ashley, you are so unprofessional, and report with some sense of compassion and profession. Ashley Banfield was so unprofessional, guys. She was doing her job. I get it, but it was unprofessional. She has no compassion. She is a traitor, and don't think I will ever forget that. So there's no way he wrote this. Nope. While I'm thinking about where I want to go next, please hit the like button. So much begging. Please subscribe. We're really fun. We're really fun. We take all this stuff and we just peel that onion back. We're going to peel on every single little tiny baby word. We're going to peel it back, and we're going to tell you what this really means. Cool kids. All right. So again, sorry, I watched Thornbridge last night, you guys, because they had Juanita on, and I'm going to reshare and I know Jen is on here. Hopefully, I think Jen's okay. I'm going to share her video. If you have not seen it, please go and check it out. Because, oh, Kathy Bennett, thank you for the jewels bling bling. Thank you so much. I love it. Hug. All right, so a portion of this, oh my gosh, look who it is. It's Criminal Network. It's Alex, everyone. We were just talking about how everybody in the country that doesn't live in Arizona is the one who called 911 and said, this guy's got to go. And how they're all a bunch of Karens and Kevins from Minnesota. We were just talking about that. Baby bear, you baby bear. Thank you for the jewels bling bling. Oh, baby bear. You did get swatted. And I'm thinking, Alex, I thought for a minute there, honestly, I thought it might be the family calling. And then I thought, well, maybe it's Sue Ellen, the Karen of the neighborhood. Speaking of, I fell out of my seat. It was all a bunch of rabble-rousers who didn't even live there. They're like complaining about you, but they're freaking watching you, aren't they? You probably got half of your hour viewership from people who couldn't stand you and wanted to call the cops. What the hell? That's so stupid. Oh, Savannah did call. What? See? Here's what we're just talking about, Alex. You haven't been here, but we've been talking all night about how Savannah's out looking. She's begging for help, Alex. She's begging, please, someone help me. Oh, YouTuber? No. No. You, no. You're evil. No. Go away. No, but we want your help. I'm begging. Please, we're looking everywhere for her. Oh, you mean I haven't been out on the street looking? I told Kathy Lee Gifford not to talk about it. Wait, I told the church lady not to talk about it and she hung up on Karen McDonough. What? Oh no, but we need your help. I'm begging. Someone knows. Yes, and county attorney is still pursuing both arrests and charges. So why did she call? But you guys, Savannah and Sergeant Stivers were in touch. She's got a phone number. But wasn't it your First Amendment right? We didn't 857 identify that is you were on public, you have the police report. Oh boy. Alex, I would love to have you come on. I would like to talk to you about that because this is the problem. This is the problem, the confusion. CGI, thank you so much for the jewels. Bling, bling, hug. But the county is afraid of me suing the county. Well, of course. And Alex, I know you've heard this, but there are so many families. I talked about this earlier. I'm going to talk about it again. There are so many families who have missing children who would love you to sit out front and live stream and get help. Alex, would you come on a panel and I'll invite Thornbridge X. Would you come on a panel and talk about this with us? You can, if you'd email me at crimecrunchies@gmail.com. And maybe you can't because of the case, and I completely understand it, but I am flabbergasted. I thought, okay, I was wrong. Savannah did not call, but you're okay. All right. Please email me and let's set it up. Let's do a panel because Jen just says she has questions and maybe we can have you on for both of us. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Alex. Lindsay. Thank you for the jewels. Bling, bling. Thank you, baby bear. Oh, yes. Legacy. Empire, thank you so much. In my honest opinion, considering the SG and husband are lawyers, they are, I'm sure the Guthrie family are assigned to a direct contact to report all issues. They are. Complaints or even been calling on YouTube to avoid all calls from being recorded and exposed. You're probably absolutely right. Thank you so much, Legacy Empire. You're very generous. I am humbled. Okay. All right. So, surprised, not surprised. It just goes along with all the begging. All the begging. Help me, help me, help me. Not you. Get away. Help me, help me, help me. No, Kathy Lee Gifford, shut your mouth. Help me, help me, help me. Church lady, shut up. YouTubers, shut up. All right. So this is a slightly different subject, but last night we had Juanita Adame, absolutely wonderful. She got the scanner, and this is one I had not heard before. Thanks, Alex. There is a statement during the scanner, and we'll listen to it, that says, can we start checking the adjacent properties to see if anyone's got cameras that might be facing this way? Quote, family here does not have access to the cameras on the property. Inaudible, they were able to get into the phone. Also, Kane is here. Family here does not have access to the cameras on the property. Does not compute. Does not compute. Does not compute. Well, I actually think that it makes sense that they would have gotten in the phone. If you're the caretaker, I was a caretaker for my mommy before she died. She died in my house. Unfortunately, my house burned down and I don't live there anymore, but I wanted her to haunt me. I think she did haunt me, but I'm in a different house now because that one burned down. So I can guarantee I had passwords into everything. I had passwords into her bank account. I had passwords to get into her computer. I had passwords because she was constantly getting locked out of something, and I had to go in constantly and get her logged back in. That is what a caretaker does. Isn't it convenient that there's no subscription for the cameras? When was that canceled, I wonder? If there was ever a subscription, no one's asked about if there ever was a subscription. Usually when you set something up, you are prompted to do that, or they give you a special. If there was ever a subscription, when did that get canceled? I wonder, because we don't really want the cameras working, right? And family here does not have access to the cameras on the property. So we paid for cameras, but the caretakers, who technically need to have access to everything in order to care for the elderly person. And yeah, she was sharp as a tack. Maybe she was protective. But in my opinion, I would think that the younger, more tech-savvy people are going to have access to the cameras. Do we think that it might be too coincidental that they just don't have access? But we have access to the phone. All right, the phone, no problem. Thank you, butterflies. Didn't No Nuts get rid of YouTubers so Savannah, Annie, and T could come down to the memorial? Actually, no, there was press all around. I feel like that was a completely staged walk. We're in unison in front of the cameras. And really, if they were genuine, that was the moment for them to stop and say, thank you, everybody, for being out here every single day. And thank you for putting our mom's face on every TV monitor, every computer, every screen. Thank you. We are looking for our mother. I appreciate everything you've done. I really just wanted to say thank you. And then go back up to the house. No, instead, they walk down with Tommaso in the middle. Okay, tell me that's not on purpose. We're each hooked arm in arm, protecting Tommaso. Ladies on every side, ladies, the lovely ladies all around Tommaso. Oh, look at us. And then, of course, the creepy card that monks cleverly identified has two different handwritings, and it's a different handwriting on the bottom. The card's not from the entire family. The card is only from Annie, Tommaso, and Olmo. It's not from Savannah, they're all sleeping. They're having slumber party, jammy pillow fights. It's not from Cam. It's not from the cousins. It's just from Annie, and it's in a different handwriting. Control, 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 and it's scorched earth. Scorched earth. Creepy. Creepy. So I had not seen this, and I wanted to share this because it does not fit. Does not compute. Does not compute. And we don't know where they are. Did I miss a gift? Let's see. I want to make sure I don't miss anything because we're coming to our time. We're coming to our time. Okay. Thank you so much, everybody, while I rambled and brambled. I am so appreciative of everybody. Before you leave, please hit the like, subscribe, hit the bell because I do go live. I don't have a schedule. I like to come live when I have a topic. I'm a lone wolf. I'm free as something. The minute I had a schedule, I would just start hating this. So I can't have a schedule. Just know that I come live at least 4 or 5 times a week. Just know that. And if you see me, you know that I'm going to be weird. But I appreciate you all so much. Crunchies. I hope that you all have a wonderful evening. And I hope that you all give your families a hug. And just know that we are not guaranteed tomorrow. So go love them. Give them smooches. All right, y'all. I will catch you on the flip side. And a big toodaloo for you. Woohoo! Have a good night.